So you're saying it's risky. Yeah.
Yeah, but men, the
Marriage shouldn't be
argument
a
is men
risk.
take way more risk than women is the argument.
Okay.
Women don't put as much risk in marriage. Hence why every girl wants to get married.
Yeah.
Like if women had the same risks in marriage that men did, y'all would not be fantasizing about walking down an aisle in a white dress.
Facts.
But the reason why women love marriage so much is number one, it provides security, and then number two, it's the unspoken thing
It's a
that
symbol,
even if it
a
doesn't work
status.
out, you can go ahead and still get benefits from that marriage after the fact.
And there's minimal consequences in a lot of cases.
Yes.
And you can say, "Oh, I was married."
Yeah.
Or, I'm a wife.
It's a
It's a
marriage.
status as
It's
well
status.
they give you.
Let's how about this? Let's have fun with this. Can any of you name one benefit that a man experiences from marriage that he doesn't get in a regular relationship?
Oh, there's one.
Just one.
Yeah, one.
There you go.
Okay.
I can agree with that though.
Yeah. There's no benefit to marriage for men in
Yeah.
2023 and beyond. There's only risks.
Marriage is dead, and modern women killed it. Marriage used to be a healthy institution that made your life better. You could rely on your woman to be there for you. If you lost your job, your woman would still be there while you found a new one. She wouldn't dump you like a piece of trash. If someone hit on her, she'd decline because she made a commitment to be with you, and women used to honor that. You'd raise a family together, and the commitment would stand. But these days, being married is like being sat in a chair with a sword dangling above your head. If the sword falls, you lose everything. And the worst part about this is that your woman is the one holding the scissors. She can cut the cord at any time, and when she does, you're screwed. The concept of finding your ride or die woman is long gone. Feminism has been campaigning to be free from the patriarchy. They've been saying for decades that men are oppressive by being providers while women took care of the home. The entire feminist movement was driven by a few angry women with a chip on their shoulders. And now they've completely screwed up the dating market. They've taken marriage and destroyed it. The entire time women were fighting for equality in the job market, they didn't stop to think about the long-term consequences. But men did. And did women listen? No. We were called toxic misogynists for it. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Adam Green, who said, "Listening to women cry about getting ghosted is hilarious. It happens to men all the time. That's a bitter pill, ain't it?" This comment cracked me up. It's crazy that there's just two sides and they just don't see it. So please, don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps a lot. Now back to the video.
Embrace your masculinity.
Feminism for a long time has pushed the bullshit narrative that throughout history, women were being tortured at home in bad marriages. The opposite is the truth. Most women were loved and protected by their husbands, and it still wasn't enough for the general female population. They wanted everything men had, plus everything women had. They wanted more and more. This is female nature, and usually, men in positions of power were strong enough to resist their ridiculous demands. But recently in Western society, there's a vacuum of male strength. Male politicians lost their balls and started pandering to the woke feminazis. And in the end, we're all paying the price for it. One thing that makes no sense is the idea that women in the past were forced to marry abusive men or they'd become broke and homeless. This is a complete lie. Women were never forced to marry anyone. Traditional women lived at home until they were married, and if they didn't marry, their immediate family took care of them. This is one of the ways you know that society has always been about taking care of women, but they aren't grateful for that. These days, marriage is the biggest gamble you can play. It's a high-risk, low-reward game. You stand to lose your finances, your health, your family, and your livelihood. What do you stand to gain? Well, nothing. If you're married to a Western woman, you should know what you're getting yourself into. A woman who's so toxically programmed with feminist ideology that deep down she hates you for having a dick. You're getting a woman who constantly compares you to other men on social media. A woman who will argue, criticize, and compete with you for everything because feminism has taught her that men need to be put in their place. Feminism has convinced women they should act like men. This is what modern women have become. Angry, shallow Instagram thoughts will leave you as soon as some Chad in a bar hits on her on a Saturday night. And her girlies in the sisterhood won't call her out on it because it's her being sexually empowered, right? This is what you're getting for your gamble. And when that gamble goes bust, the house is against you. Feminism has its hooks in the divorce courts too, and they tear men to shreds. According to the US Census Bureau, about 79.9% of custodial parents are women. This means that 4 out of every 5 divorce court cases ends up with the mother as the full custodial parent. A man's children are taken away from him and she has all the power to manipulate him. Most of the time, it's not even about the kids. It's about her wanting to manipulate and punish him for things that happened in the marriage. This is a classic female aggression strategy. Not only does she take the kids, she gets a fat alimony payment too. It's not uncommon for men to have to pay multiple thousands of dollars a month in child support. And she's out there spending most of it on nights out with the girls and beauty treatments for Chadrone to appreciate when he's banging her later. If feminism was ever about equality, they would be fighting to balance this out. Women would be paying alimony, or at the very least, men wouldn't be bankrupted to fund their hedonistic post-divorce lifestyle. Modern women want a wedding, not a marriage. And here's another reason why men don't want to get married today. If you get married, there's a very high probability that she'll divorce you. That's just how it goes. Women initiate the divorce in almost all cases. Roughly 50% of first marriages end in divorce and up to 60 to 70% of second marriages. Women initiate 80% of divorces, which jumps up to 90% if they are college educated. So that means women initiate divorce at 4 to 9 times the rate of men. And why might that be?
Got this comment and I needed to comment on the comment. So yes, my brother jokingly said one day that he was at a bar with me, whatever, and he went up to this woman. He goes, "Are you happily married or just married?" I mean, I'm sure he got a good laugh out of it, but that's a good one. That's a good line. I mean, I don't think people should be out there cheating on people or picking up married women, but there's a point. This guy knows what he's talking about, or girl. I don't know who it is.
And here's a statistic that shouldn't surprise you. What do you think the sexual orientation of the couples with the highest divorce rate is? Gay couples? Heterosexual monogamous couples? Lesbian couples? You might like to know that lesbian couples have the highest divorce rates than any other group. This means that women don't even like each other. If all the feminists got married, that would solve the toxic feminism crises because it would implode on itself while the men watch from a safe distance. This kind of reminds me of a hilarious quote I came across by Al Bundy in a TV show. Don't try to understand women. Women understand women and they hate each other. This could not be more true. Let me give you an example. A former neighbor of mine went through a divorce. His wife threw him out because it turns out she had a boyfriend and wanted to move him into the house instead. I'm not lying. This all happened 6 months before the divorce got to court and 2 weeks before she gave birth to her boyfriend's child. And do you know what? The court gave her everything she asked for without a single question. Luckily, this story has a happy ending. My neighbor said no to Western women, married a woman from the Philippines, and they've been happily together ever since. I said it once and I'll say it again. Modern Western women are toxic. And they seem to be getting worse with every successive generation. You'd have to be a complete fool to marry anyone in the West today. Marriage requires that you commit to something greater than yourself. It requires sacrifice and commitment, something men are built for. But most women today are not even psychologically capable of this. This instant gratification society with TikTok and Instagram has completely destroyed a woman's ability to commit. The divorce figures from before have been pretty stable for a while, but but I suspect this will get considerably worse as the years go on. Oh, and by the way, this brings me to something else that pisses me off. Men have been suffering in the dating and relationship market for decades, but we were just expected to deal with it because that's what men do. Okay, fine. We'll do what needs to be done and we don't expect applause. Just don't disrespect us and we're good. But like anything in this society, this whole marriage problem only became an issue when it started affecting women. The only reason men's issues became a topic was when it started affecting women. Men's issues have been around for a very long time, but nobody cared, and nobody cares now.
If men say they want to talk about men's rights, how many women are willing to hear that?
0.
So can we conclude that women don't care about men's feelings?
Yeah.
I think we've been hearing it forever.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's all the rights are all about men.
They feel like they've been stepped on and what they got going on has been stepped on, that who cares about men's rights, right?
So can we conclude that women don't care about men's feelings?
No, they don't. They don't. Women do not care about men's feelings. Women are very much don't. They're much more savage than men. They'll actually destroy a man's emotion and his feelings without even feeling any type of sorrow for him whatsoever. So no, they don't care about our emotions.
When men complain about their feelings, not too many people take them seriously, and when women complain about their feelings, people do. So I think that's why there's more feminists than meninists.
Everyone is talking about the decline of marriage. Everyone is asking how men can fix it. Nobody is asking women to take accountability for destroying society with woke feminist garbage. So, I have no faith that this new marriage talk is an effort to help men. I also don't believe that men's issues will be a talking point once women are satisfied with whatever role becomes the new norm. In the end, it's not about harmony and coexistence between the sexes in a difficult world. It's about women getting what they want, to the detriment of men with no accountability. And guys are noticing it, even if they don't have the words to express it properly. Men are quietly leaving the dating market because if there are no men to put the blame on, then women will either tear each other apart. They'll continuously live in denial and still blame men for actually being forced to grow and learn. I won't be holding my breath for women to own up to their part in things and grow as people. The simple fact is that most modern women would rather listen to a bunch of bitter strangers on the internet than ever think about having a real conversation with her man about what he wants and how she can be a better person. And by the time she's ready to settle and get married, she's damaged. She's been riding that CC all through her 20s. She's been pumped and dumped by so many chadrones, and now she has a bucket load of trauma you'll need to deal with. She's been abused and mistreated by bad boys after making so many terrible life choices. And now, she's at the point where she wants to settle down. But not with most men. She wants the top shelf 1% man she's been getting ran through. The thing is, they don't want her. They never wanted to settle down with her. They just wanted to bang her and get rid of her. And now, she has a sense of entitlement and thinks she deserves a 1% man and refuses to settle. By the time women say they're ready, they're past the expiry date and most men don't want to be the 80th D in the V. We want women who use their 20s to become respectable women, not waste it practicing pole shining. And then these women are going to TikTok screaming about men not wanting to marry them. Let me ask you a question. What incentive are women providing for men to want to get married? What does marriage provide men that they can't get right now without it? Has any woman ever considered what happens to men in divorce? What I find astonishing is how so many women have never given the man's experience any thought whatsoever. It's all about women and their feelings. A friend of mine went through a brutal divorce but came through the other side to start dating again. Most of the women he encountered were over the age of 30, and it was almost always because they chose to leave. Feminism has the idea that women only lead due to the 4 A's. These are abandonment, abuse, addiction, and adultery from the husbands. Well, these women just left because they got bored. They were the cheaters, or they blew up a marriage and destroyed a family life because they believed they could do better. The fact is, walking away from marriage and focusing on yourself is the better choice. Men are rational, logical creatures, and we're able to think in the long term better than most women ever could. This is why we can see that marriage is a complete scam. And do you know something? Men are sick of the fact that the harder we try, the worse we get treated. Most men eventually learn that the less you put into women, the better they treat you. Every man goes through a phase where they think that if they try hard and be a good man, women will reward you. And what you find is that the opposite is true. The more you give to a woman, the more she wants. It's never ending. When you just focus on your career, your hobbies, working out, and your personal growth rather than giving most of your attention to a woman, they want you more and treat you better. And this is why marriage is a rapid decline. We're sick of being mistreated, and we notice that when we withdraw attention, women are more likely to treat us how we want to be treated. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.